Hi and welcome to my Playhouse, and today I'm gonna be trying to update Proxmox and probably installing the first virtual machine on it, and that is probably most likely gonna be a server 2016. Proxmox screen is here, and over here is the server, this awesome Lenovo X3650 Model 5, which was upgraded from 16 gigabytes to 80 gigabyte of RAM in the last video. So yeah, it's ready to have some VMs installed on it. I'm sure I could have installed that VM on 16 gigabytes of RAM as well, but yeah. And now I probably don't have to open it up anymore this weekend. So yeah, we're gonna be going to the computer and be working on there. Okay, so here we are at the computer, and first thing we can see that it sees our memory down here, the memory that we installed in the last video, which we used the command at the console to see out there, but it's also very visible in here. So what I'm gonna try now is to update this host, node host. I don't know what to call it. They call it a node, and might have to start adopting that. But down here there is an update thing where you can update it, but before you update it you have to tell it where it should pick up the packages. I believe, I'm not very knowledgeable about this, but if you have a subscription to Proxmox, well, you get access to enterprise updates. If you don't have a subscription to Proxmox, well, you get these Proxmox non-subscription repository updates, and they do warn you here that you should not run this. This is for testing and non-production use. It's not recommended to run this in a production server environment thingy. They tell you here what to do. My good buddy Jim was so kind to send me a couple of lines of file that I should just be able to pop in there and it should work all by itself. But you need to do that in the console. So shell, the shell, that's the one there, and we are logged into the shell, and apparently as it knows that I have logged into the web interface, it automatically logs me into the shell, so I do not have to log in again. That's nice. So here are the two lines. One thingy here, I believe that downloads something and puts it in there. I am not sure, but let's try it. We can only fuck this up. I haven't done very much. So we get that line. Let's see what that does. That did not do much. Okay, maybe it just makes a... Does it just make a file? I don't know. And then there is the next line. Slightly longer. It seems like it goes out and it takes something, and then it put it down into that thingy that we just made. Let's see what happens. Nothing at all. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Maybe we are already all good. I wouldn't have the slightest idea why we shouldn't be. So, okay, let's try the update and see what happens then. And are we gonna just press that one? Your system is up to date. Weird. I believe I remember something about my DNS server here. I have only got one, and that's the local DNS server. I believe that maybe I needed to add some to actually get this working. So let's try that. Let's get 9.9.9.9 in there and 8.8.8.8. See if that helps. Do we need to reboot to do that? Oh, those. Restart, shutdown. Nah, probably not. Let's try that thing again. See if adding those commands. One more. Cannot, so No such directory. Okay, so that thing is okay. Or maybe not okay. That did nothing. Okay, let's try the update thing. Update. And it just says that everything is up to date. Okay, I've been messing with this. This second line here. We'll just borrow that. Copy, put it in here. Paste. All of this echo thing, kind of, it takes the stuff that is inside this file and it puts it somewhere else into this file. But I think there's an R too much here. That last R right there, I don't think that needs to be there. So let's try that. Didn't do anything different. So, okay, let's try update now. And update. Still everything is just up to date. Okay, I changed the order of the DNS servers to have external DNS first. Let's see if that helped anything. I doubt it. Update. Update. Up to date. Oops. I pressed this refresh button up here. And then it did something. Okay, so maybe that was all that I needed to do. So now it went up and it got a lot of stuff, or checked a lot of stuff. So maybe now it, oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that needs updating. Maybe. It looks like some of it is the same thing. More or less it looks like all of it is the same thing. So maybe it really just is fully updated. No, there's something here that is not up to date. So let's try the update now. See if that did something good for us. Oh, now it will. Now it want to do something. Okay, do you wish to continue? Yes. It's doing something. That was odd. So, okay. Refresh and then update. Bloody impossible to learn new stuff when you have absolutely no grasp of where to go and check stuff. But it is doing a lot of stuff right now. I hope it still works afterwards. Okay. Now I'm more likely to believe it. It says now that it's up to date. I don't know if we should reboot this when you have updated it, or if it's just updated. That would be really nice to know. Okay, I just noticed that it has changed up here from 5.3-5 to 5.3-6. So it have done something. Let's summary. I should have checked what that thing was at. I did not. Also, there is something here we probably could have checked. So, yeah, I'm gonna assume that it's up to date now. So we are gonna try and install a virtual machine on it, and to do that we have to upload an ISO file. To upload the ISO file, we go to the local storage unit here, and there is nothing here, but if we select content here, we can upload files to it. And we're gonna press upload, and we're gonna find my ISO files. I have 2 on this computer that we can upload to it. They're in the download directory. I believe I have a server 2016 evaluation version right there that we can borrow. Let's try and upload that. It's rather big. I'm not sure that we will be able to upload that, but
we will see how far it gets and if this happens. I think it's over 5 gigabytes. So this will take a little bit. We'll be right back when it runs into trouble or if it completes this. Okay, it actually did that totally without complaining. I'm startled. Over here it shows that the file is taking up 1.33 gigabytes. I have seen that before, and I know that if I press F5 and reloads, it takes up more space. Sadly, it uploaded without a glitch, so we'll have to emulate that it didn't work. So we have another option. If we go down in the start menu here and open FileZilla right there, there is actually a FTP server on the Proxmox. So if we go, you can use the host name. I'm gonna use the IP because I seem to remember those better. That's the IP number, and we are gonna log in as root, and the secret password of the day, which is of course the root password, and the port number is number 22, and quick connect. And it comes here and tells me, "Ooh, this is very unsecure." Well, it's my server. I trust it as far as I can trust it. So we have actually access to the Proxmox server now. So the files are located on Proxmox down here in the var. Oh, is that? Oh, we can do it down here. Var directory, the library or lib directory, and vz directory. And then we need to go into templates and ISOs. And there is the ISO file that we just uploaded to it. Awesome, just minutes ago. So now I should be able to, over here, if I can. It's probably gonna be more difficult to find the upload directory in this Windows. Downloads, there we are. And I'm gonna pick the other one. That one, that's a Windows 10 machine. So we can put that over there, and it will transfer that. Often that's faster. Uploading that to Proxmox right now with about 81, 82, 83 megabytes per second. So pretty nice. Don't know, you probably have to refresh this for it to pop up when it's done. Oh, take that security peek. Go. Done. Cool. Close that. And it's F5. See what it sees. And we have 2 files. Awesome. So now we can create our first virtual machine on here. So we pick the host there, or the node. It says node Morten node, and then we can make a container, or we can create a virtual machine. We're gonna create that virtual machine, so we have to give it a name. So here we can pick which node it's gonna be installed on. It gets an ID number that is used inside of Proxmox for keeping track of these machines. So we don't really need to mess with those. So I'm just gonna keep it at 100. Then we're gonna give it a name. We're gonna call this, it's gonna be a server 2016. So I'm gonna say this is my Active Directory service, an AD server. Server 2016 AD. Next, advanced. I think we're good. Next, storage. We need to, we need to pick our ISO file. Oh, that's neat. It knows exactly what it's looking for, and that was this one. The operating system, that's a Microsoft thingy, and it also kind of knows that it's server 2016. Nice. Hard drive. How much hard drive should we give this? There are different types we can pick here. The best one I believe is this one, but it's also not very compatible. So I believe IDE should work every time, more or less. 50 gigabytes of storage on the local LVM. Yeah, that's this disk drive over here. Default no cache. Guess that's okay. Next, we are gonna give it 4 cores, 2 cores, 2 cores. Yeah. Next. Oh, we can pick. It can emulate. It can tell the operating system that it's on different CPUs here. I don't think we need to. Or it can just forward the host CPU, so that I don't know what's best. If the default is best, or if just forwarding the host CPUs are best. I think if we use this, it's more like we have virtualized the CPU layer, and it might have anything beneath that. So let's go with that. Then 512 megabytes of RAM might not be quite enough. Oh, it would be nice if it would just go. Okay, 4 gigs of memory, that should be 4000, that. Next. So here we can select different networks. We can select no network. There is only this one network on my Proxmox server right now, but if I had built another network, it would show up here. If I'm to move everything here, I will have to at some point build another network, which is gonna be the internet network, and then between those two networks I will have to put a router that will route the internet forth and back. But right now I only have that one network. Then we have the option of picking different network cards. It even have this VMware network card that we know from ESXi, but it also have the Intel E1000, which is really compatible, and 80 server, it doesn't need to be super duper fast networking. So compatibility is more important than top speed. Next, we can confirm. Start after create. Nah, we'll just start it ourselves. There. We didn't really create anything now. We just made an empty shell for it, or template. So if we go to the machine, it will know that it should have 4 gigs of RAM, 2 CPUs, and 50 gigabytes of hard disk. So let's see what happens when we boot this. We need a screen on it. So to get that, we press this console over here. There, it's comes out and tells us that nothing is connected, so we can power it on. Oh, we get multiple ways of doing stuff. Let's start. Do you really need to ask? Go getcha! And we are booting the installation of server 2016. I hope it's server 2016. That ISO file was really badly named. Let's see what it pops up with when it gets that far. Looks like a server version. Server 2016. Thank you very much. We're gonna install it on English because that's the only one that's there. But I want my Danish. Oh, D is enough. Danish keyboard thingy. Next, Install. It's gonna check the hard drives. Hopefully it will find our hard drive. Yes, we get to pick different versions. I'm gonna be installing the standard evaluation desktop experience here. I'm probably not gonna be installing the AD server on that, because this evaluation thing, it's really, I don't believe you can get out of that. So this is just for evaluation. When I'm gonna really do this AD server, we're gonna do it on a real one instead of an evaluation version. Next. I talk too much. Have you noticed? Yes, this is just next finish. Compared to Linux, I kind of have done this a million times, so kind of know what to expect. But now it's gonna take a while. I don't know how long this is gonna take, but it's taking its sweet time already. So we'll be back when this is installed, or if I run into problems. Okay, so while this is installing, okay, this was just a screen that uploaded the file. I hope. I did something yesterday before I went to bed. I was replying to comments on the video where I installed Proxmox as a new video, and even though I have already picked Proxmox, I asked you guys what virtualization software do you use, and I was able to make a kind of a graph here in the community tab here on my YouTube channel. You go to the home button, there is my channel, and if you press the community, it's a little tiny bit like Facebook here. I can do some posts, and I can do this poll thing. I could only put 5 things in there, but I asked which hypervisor you used, and we could just see that the big winner is VMware ESXi. 42% of you, this is your main thing. And yeah, it is highly popular, and it is widely used in big companies. Where I work, we use it ourselves. On the second place is actually Proxmox. A bit surprising, actually. I would have thought that something like Hyper-V would have been bigger, but Hyper-V is on a third place. Inside Proxmox is also a couple of other hypervisors that didn't really fit anywhere else. Then on fourth place is this XCP-NG. I'm not sure what that stands for, and then Zen server. So very nice little pool here. You can really see that VMware is highly popular, and the other ones are kind of battling for seconds. Like Hyper-V and Proxmox together is about as big as ESXi in my little statistics here. So, but as I'm changing to Proxmox, I'm sure it will look different in a couple of months, because all of you are gonna change. Probably not, but let's see how far we get. Let's see how much we can do on this Proxmox, and well, it could just be a very good experience. There is actually such a thing as, I think it's called Vexit, just like Brexit, like VMware exit for companies that don't want VMware anymore and want to go to something new. Funny thing, I've only just heard about it, but Vexit, not sure if I'm saying it right, but yeah, let's see how the installation is going behind us here. It's still messing with files. Okay, Windows is booting for the first time after installing. I will be hoping that it wants a password. That would probably be a good idea. Behind it we can see the resources it's using. Status running, high availability status none. I only have that one node right now. So CPU, it's using 3. Okay, and then it jumped to 31%. Yeah, it's all over the place on those 2 CPUs. So it's using that percentage of the resources that has been given to it. Memory usage 80%, 80 to 81% of the 4 gigabytes of memory. So yeah, how are you doing back here? Still booting. Getting devices ready. Important. Okay, it's done, or it's not done. It's just done so far, and I can put in a password here. There, next. Yeah, finalizing. We should get a nice picture. Come on, picture. Shouldn't we? Yeah, nice and nice. It's the same picture all the time. So how do we get in here? Control Alt Insert? No. Have a little thingy here. We have some keyboard. There. Control Alt Delete. They know we need those. There we are. So go away. There we are. Let's check the hardware in here. Computer Manager. We have 180 days evaluation. Computer Manager. Yes. Adding Snap into console. Device Manager. Button over interrupt driver. PCI device. Don't know what that is. It's missing a couple of things, but otherwise it's not. I don't know, it feels a little bit slow. I'm not sure what does that. It sees the CD-ROM drive in there, so we probably need to eject that. Can we do that? That disappeared. Cool. So Proxmox has their own little version of VMware tools. QEMU Guest Agent. For Windows, it's a thingy here called WinVIO, Vintage IO driver. I don't know. We're gonna try and get that. It's an ISO file. I don't think it's that big. Why didn't it just download? There is a latest and there is a greatest. So which should we get? Let's get a stable version. So ISO file, 300 megabytes. That's way bigger than I had anticipated. That will be downloaded. Okay, that has been downloaded, so we can upload it to our local library here. We can just use this thingy. It should be at the same spot as the other ones there. Let's get that one. Upload. Fairly quick, must admit that. There. So now we have to put it in that virtual machine. So how do one do that? Can we do it here? Shortcut, screen, setting? No, guess not. So let's see if we can do it over here. Hardware, CD-ROM drive, edit, local, there. Okay, so put that in. Did that work right away, or do we have to refresh anything? Let's see. It sees it. That one is in our way. Let's go there. There should be some kind of a... Okay, this is weird. This package includes a lot of drivers. Some drivers for different Windows operating systems here. So we could try that with this PCI device here. See if we can find an update for that. Browse computer. Let's see, it should be on the D drive. Should we just, can it search? Wonder. Next, searching for the driver for that thing. It has found a ballooning driver. That sounds great. And it's a Red Hat Institute signed. Cool. Install that. Close. Then we have this keyboard thingy up here. Should we try and see if that will do it too? Browse. Next. Searching, and it finds a driver for that. Oh no, the best driver is already installed. Okay. So as the keyboard and mouse is working properly, that's probably a minor thing. So there is also oh, we went out too far. This guest agent thing here, which I kind of read should be kind of like VMware tools. So I think we will run this, see what that does. This should make it possible for the virtual machine to talk to the host or the node, and well, that communication should give some improvements. To what? I'm not sure yet. If you know that, please leave that in the comments. What does this QEMU agent, guest agent do? That would be awesome if you could tell me that. Let's see if it popped up down here. Did not as of yet. So okay, so far so good. Okay, I kind of already found it. Introduction to what is QEMU Guest Agent. It's a helper daemon that is installed on the guest operating system, and it helps with stuff like shutting the guest VM down from within the host. So when you're on the host and want to shut down a virtual machine, you can communicate it that way, and the guest will shut down nicely instead of just. And it will also freeze the guest file system when it has to make a backup. So on Windows shadow copy service and stuff like that. There is also a way to see if it's running. So we might just check that. Let's see, that's hosts, and under option. Okay. So option here, and it's disabled. Not sure. Okay, so it's apparently not running right now. Edit there. Okay, enable. Yes, default disable. Weird. Is there a refresh? F5, go refresh. So okay, that's enabled apparently. I'm updating, or I've asked it to update Windows. That is always so fast and swift, you know. So it's thinking about that. So I think we'll end the video here. We kind of got it up and running. As you can clearly see, I am just stumbling my way through the dark forest here, falling over my own legs all the time. So yeah, we are just messing with this, see how far we get. Let's wrap this up.
Okay, this always takes a long time the first time you have to figure something out, and this is also the case with this. I have no idea what I'm doing here, but I'm learning a little bit every time, and I hope you are learning a little bit, just a tiny little bit, so that you'll keep watching and we can learn this together. Probably you're far ahead of me, but well, I have to make it sound good or something. So yeah, thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.